All right. Hi, I'm TavonaStarO. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about all things law of assumption and manifestation. So, if you are new, thank you for coming. If you are returning, thank you for supporting my YouTube channel and welcome back. So, we have been in a 14-day series on manifesting love in light of, Valentine's Day being this month. So, I don't remember what video this is, but in the first video, I talked about manifesting love. The second video, I talked about you being worthy of love. And the third video, I talked about I can't remember. Oh, if manifesting a person is manipulation. And then after that, I talked about techniques. And so now I do believe that we're talking about making a list. We're talking about a list. That's what we're talking about. So let's get into it. Yes, okay, I checked my notes and we are talking about the list. Okay, so when I was in college, this was actually I've been to a lot of colleges, y'all. But this was me like fresh out of high school, so I had to be like 17, 18. I made a list of what I wanted in a person, all of the characteristics, what they looked like, and I made this same list at different times in my life, and not the exact same, but all of the characteristics were the same on each and every list that I wrote at different times. And so in my first video, I talked about how I manifested dating the person that I always wanted to date when I decided that I was done being single and I wanted to be in a relationship. Okay. That's what I was going to say. And so it turned out that the person that I ended up dating was the exact list. Did you hear me? He was the list. Like, down to stuff you wouldn't even think we had in common. And what's crazy is I had known him. Like, I've known him for like the past 7 years or so. We've known each other a long time. And in school, we were A school, close to school. I did not know he was the man from the list, but he was the list. So, we're going to get into how, you can make, the list method. And I should have covered this in the techniques video, but I didn't. But we're covering it now. So, making a list is also a bit of a technique. It's also a method to, manifesting. And so, it's very direct. You can use this to manifest a person out of thin air, or a new person, or you can use it to manifest a newer, version of the person you're in a relationship with now. If you are in a relationship and you want to manifest, your person being the way that you want them to be, or you can use it to manifest like somebody back, or like somebody you used to talk to or date or whatever. And the same thing is like manifesting a newer version of, a current person that you already know. So what you're going to do is I'm going to break this down into two versions. Okay. I don't know. So if you are manifesting a person, like a new person, what you're going to do is you're going to think about like, what do you want this person to be like? Like, if you don't have anybody in mind, right, and you just want to be in a relationship with someone, you're going to think about like what this person looks like. What do you want them to look like? If you could build a man or build a woman, your ideal person, what are they like? What do they look like? Do they have a mole on their face? Do they have a crooked smile? Do they have a chipped tooth? Do they smell nice? How tall are they? What do they weigh? What are their eating habits? Like, you're going to write down all of the characteristics of this ideal person, from the way that they look to the way that they act, their personality, how they treat you. You're going to be as detailed as you want to be. Okay. All right, so get as detailed as you possibly can. All right, and then if you are, let's say you were with someone and you all are not together right now, or you are in a relationship with someone and you want them to just be different, you're going to write out your ideal version of that person. Okay, So forgetting about what they were like, you're going to remember them differently. Okay, so you're gonna write them out as the person that you want them to show up as. Okay, so if you're in a relationship with someone and they always come home late, right? You're gonna, or they don't like to take accountability. They're inconsistent. They're not vulnerable. They don't express their emotions. They have a hard time opening up. You're going to completely write the opposite of everything that they are now, okay? And you're going to make it like they're a new man or a new woman. You're just going to write that list, okay? Now, what you can do with the list is you can read it once in the morning. You can read it, in the afternoon. You can read it at night before you go to bed. You can read the note. You can read the list out just at night before you go to bed. Or you could just write the list and leave it. All of the lists that I made, I don't even know what they are. So I didn't really like read the list over and over and over again. I just wrote it, and every time I thought to write a list, I just wrote another list, and they just so happened to be, similar, but that wasn't intentional. So, yeah, just make a list and leave it. Leave it. Because the only thing you're going to do is just continue to tell yourself that you are the person who is in your ideal romantic relationship now. Okay? So that is the list method. I think this is important also to add. When you are making this list, don't put conditions on the list. Okay? So let's say you want to be with somebody who is tall, dark and handsome, with an athletic build. Okay, or you want to be with a corporate guy, I don't know, a real estate agent, a man with a lot of money, and you feel like they're out of your league, right? Forget that. Forget it. Remember, you are worthy and you are enough. Okay, so you don't want to bring conditions into this list. So don't write out what you think you can only get. Like, write out what you want. Okay, write down all of the characteristics of your ideal person, because you can have anyone you want. You can have anything you want. You can have whatever you want, and don't let nobody tell you otherwise. All right, just write out what you want, and don't worry about how it's going to come. Don't worry about when it's going to come, where it's going to come from. Don't write out this list and be like, man, what are the odds? They're very likely. Okay, it's very much possible. And so you want to go in with that attitude. You don't have to believe in what you are writing down, but you don't want to put conditions on it. You don't want to think that anything is impossible. Okay, it's all possible. All things are possible, and you can have what you want. All right.